Hello guys. So today we are going to talk about what is the one thing that I got totally wrong about branding, and here is something that you might fall into. Here is a pitfall that you might fall into, and I don't want you guys to do this. So one thing that I got wrong about branding, that is what we are going to talk about today. This live stream is going to be very short, since I'm doing this for the first time ever, and I hope that this is good because this is my webcam setup, so it isn't that great as far as video quality is concerned. Hopefully we will have our live stream set up pretty soon. And today, let's just start with today's topic now. And I have a small deck for you guys as well, so we will go to that as well. So today we are going to talk about, yeah, today we are going to talk about what I actually got wrong about branding. Let me just put up my slide. Yeah. So what usually happens is, oh sorry, what usually happens with branding is that whenever we think about branding, we have started a business, or maybe we are trying to build our own personal brand, and we are sort of new to this or maybe even established. Okay, but I'm just going to talk from my experience. So this happened to me as well. What I did was I focused a lot on building a brand, because I knew, like, if I have a brand, I don't have to haggle for prices when I'm talking to my clients, and I don't have to worry about getting clients. Okay, so I don't have to worry about trying to convince client, try to sell them that I am the right choice for the kind of work that they are looking for. So yeah, branding is essential for that. But then what we get wrong with branding is the first thing that we do when we want to build a brand. What we do is we just hire a designer. You hire a designer, or maybe you know a little bit of design, and you just go on and create a style guide. Or first you create a logo, of course. So you have the logo for your brand that you have in your mind. You just go and design it yourself, or maybe you just hire a designer to do that. And then you have a style guide, a brand guideline that you go ahead and create. So you need your typography, you will have your colors, your own color palette and all that fancy stuff. And once you have that, you just go out there and create a lot of creatives. Okay, so you are on social media, you have your own website. So everything that you do, your social media, your website, and all of these other things, you will just follow this guideline, and you are just, maybe you are putting out content each day, maybe. Okay, let's just say that you are following your whole social media strategy and you are putting out content out there, and you have a lot of leads coming in, and they see your premium design, they see your premium logo, and maybe they are fooled into thinking that you are a luxury brand which is operating kind of from their bedroom, and you get them in. Now, it's not to say that you cannot have a premium brand right from your bedroom. You can, and you can charge a lot, even as a designer or a business person who is a solopreneur running their thing from their own bedroom. I am not talking about myself, but I know plenty of people that do that. Okay, but then what happens is, once your client converts and once they become your customer, you think that they are suddenly going to treat you like a star. All of a sudden you think that you are this premium brand, and just because they have come to you and they are inquiring for you, and maybe you have some decent work that you have done, they are going to pay you whatever you demand, and then they are going to even consider you to be the premium that you are projecting out, the image that you are trying to project out to the world, and let's just say the story that you are trying to tell. But it all fails. In the end, it all fails, and this is what. So just note this. This is what I got wrong about branding. So you just think that this is everything that design. This is everything that branding is. You have your design. You have your material, marketing material out there that is consistently, you're putting out and it's going very well. But then this is where you get things wrong. You just believe that you have a brand, people are trusting you, but then once they buy from you, you don't have any clarity of thought. I'm really sorry, okay, I just lost my word. Okay, so once people buy from you, what happens is they kind of don't see that brand, that story that you have put out there for the world to see. They don't see coming it out from your maybe service, from your work that you are doing. Okay, so when they are engaged with you basically. So I believe there are two important cornerstones of a brand that you need to keep in mind. First is recognition, and second is trust. Now, as far as recognition is concerned, okay, you follow your color palette, you follow your typography, or whatever the style guideline that your designer has given you, you follow it everywhere. That helps with recognition, no doubt about it. So whenever a person is walking by the road, they see like the same color scheme that, let's say, a brand like Google has. Okay, they recognize it, they see that, and they know that. Whenever you see a Facebook ad on your television, okay, so we have ads on in India at least. So when you see that ad on television, and at the end that Facebook logo comes in, you don't even have to say that it is Facebook. You just see the logo, you just see the F, you just see the F in that particular font, in that particular color of blue, you know that it is Facebook, right? So that is one part of a brand, that is recognition. Now it won't come right away, it takes a little bit of time, and it is something that will come later. But for now, okay, you need to take care of design as well, and it is an important part of building a brand as well. And I would of course suggest you, when you are starting out, just have something, okay, just have something that people will recognize you by. Even the name, okay, even your name, something like Google, something like Facebook, or some your name for the business that you have given. Even my name, Jaldi, which kind of is a personal brand, so people know me, but yeah, mostly friends know me. But yeah, then people and maybe even some clients, they know me by name, and they think, okay, this is Jaldeep's work and this is why it is good. So that recognition has to be there, and it has to be there from the initial stages itself. Maybe you cannot hire a good designer to do a full-fledged style guide for you, and maybe you can't even do that yourself. Just have one consistent font that you choose, and don't make it Comic Sans. Keep it Helvetica, or the designers help you with that, but mostly it is Helvetica and a few other like fonts like a robot or something. Just follow that one font and just follow one color, and have a good name, okay, just a good brand name that you are repeating everywhere that you go. Every place that you go, you have to repeat that name every single time. So that is one about recognition. And then comes trust. Trust is totally different. So with trust, what happens is, you have to build that trust with your customers. Once they are in, you can, okay, first of all, people buy from you because they trust you, and because you have systems in place. Maybe you have testimonials on your websites, maybe you have people that are referring other people to you. So that is one way that people sort of trust you. But then there is also the process of maintaining and keeping that trust. Once those leads of yours become your clients, your customers, you have to maintain that trust, you have to nurture that trust that people have for you. So keep that in mind, and that is what sort of finishes your brand, and that is what sort of uh, takes care that your brand will last for a long time. And that is what lies to the core, that is what lies in the core essence of branding your business or yourself or whatever. Okay, so just follow a simple recognition. And of course, what about trust? You need an actual product or service and customers experience. So as far as trust is concerned, as I said, there are two places where you build trust with your customers. Of course, first is before they buy from you. But once they buy from you, once they come to you and they are buying from you, there are two different ways that you can build and maintain the trust with your customers. The best way is like with your actual product or service that you are giving. So the thing here is that you just have the best product, the best service that you can give in the price, or at least that the market offers in the price. Okay, it is always better that you are better than your competition, but if you're getting paid a set amount of money for the particular kind of work, you just deliver at least that much quality to the customer. And then there is customer experience. When we talk about customer experience, that is whole another beast. There are few different things that you have to keep in mind, but for now, if you really want your customers experience to be great, keep these three things in mind. So what is customer experience basically? So a customer is a prospect. Okay, from the time a customer is your prospect, then is a lead, cold lead, hot lead, and then your customers finally. You have to keep in mind that every time they have any contact with you, any they are communicating with you from any sort of touch points. Okay, you have your social media, website, your phone calls, or even talking to your sales reps, even talking to your core team. Every time they have contact with your brand, with any sort of material of your brand, it has to be pleasant for them. Okay, it has to be easy for them, it has to be pleasant for them. So what are a few things that you can do? First of all, whenever client is trying to buy from you, okay, once that lead is converting to a client, and for it to convert to a client, you need to keep this in mind. It has to be simple, it has to be very simple to purchase from you, to make to purchase your service, to purchase your product. Okay, have a very simple package or offering that you're giving. Have a very simple process. So maybe you work with quotations or proposals. Okay, so maybe you need a simple brief from your client, and then you can go out and give them a proposal or maybe a quotation. Then just make it clear right from the first stage. Once the client comes with an inquiry, make it clear in the first phone call itself. Like once you have that, once you are sure that you can work within the budget and all of those things, just make it clear in that first phone call or first email or first touch point itself that this is how it is going to work. Before of course, after you confirm that they can work within your budget, just say that this is how it is going to work. You are going to send us a brief. Okay, we are going to send you a questionnaire. Maybe you can answer those, then we can prepare a brief on that, and then we can have another call where we finalize the brief and maybe send you a proposal according to that brief. Okay, and then as per that brief, maybe a proposal, maybe a quotation, or whatever you do, just have that system in place. And once that proposal or quotation is approved by you, it is something that you are fine with, then we can go on with the project, and this is how the project is going to work. Okay, so make it very simple for them. Okay, the purchase process it doesn't have to be very complicated, very long. Of course, for certain high ticket sales, it is going to be long, but don't make it complicated. Keep it simple. Okay, there, like, once, suppose the client has received a proposal from you, they should know like what action they need to take next, so that they can move in the next step, or next step of your sales process. And you have to keep it simple. Just have a standard operating procedure for this, and have a clear for this. And then there is meeting expectations. Of course, when you have a lead coming in, they are coming in with your with some sort of expectations, right? So I'm sorry for the audio right now. I'm at home, so there is a lot of noise coming in from outside. So talking about expectations, whenever a client comes to you, they have their own set of expectations in their mind. They have some sort of image in their mind, like if they are coming, suppose you are a digital marketing agency, they are coming in thinking probably like once they hire you for $10,000, they can make maybe let's say $200,000 in sales. Maybe that is too high. So whenever you are talking to them, just make those expectations clear right from the start. Okay, so maybe you can make them sales of around $100,000, and that is just an estimation. So make that clear that maybe just set their expectations a little lower. So rather than saying $100,000, you could say that you can make only $60,000 to $70,000. Okay, and you might exceed it, but I cannot guarantee it, and I assume that most of digital marketing agencies don't guarantee it. So if you can guarantee it, it is great, but mostly you would want to set their expectations reasonably well, and try to exceed their expectations. Okay, so first thing that you do is you just set their expectations a little lower than what you can achieve, and always try to exceed it a little. And then of course the last part is regular support. So we all have faced it, whether you were a buyer or a seller or whatever, but at some point, like, we all have been buyers. Okay, and then what happens is, like, you buy a product, or maybe you get a service, and then there is some problem that comes up, needed to be sorted. You just maybe make a phone call or you drop an email, and it is a long process to get the support team from that particular vendor to solve your problems, and it is so annoying for you, because and oftentimes the problem is so small and they would need you to raise it, and then their ticket will be escalated, and there is oftentimes there is a lot of complicated processes in places where they don't need to have complicated processes. For a lot of businesses, even I have seen a lot of small businesses that don't need to have tickets and all of those things in place. They can usually just have simple phone calls in place for their clients, and especially for high ticket clients, they should definitely have phone calls in place where they can where the client can just pick up the call and talk to you. Of course, the phone calls don't have to be 24/7, but have that clear cut for your clients. Like, once you buy from us, we are going to provide you support for, let's say, 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years, and here you can call us on this number, and during these hours we will be available and we will solve your problems. Just make that thing clear, and that is also part of expectation. You have to set your expectations right. Okay, and then you have to try to exceed those expectations. So giving support is again a part of overall customer service. So to conclude, like, these are two things that you need to keep in mind. Of course, you have recognition. Of course, you have to build trust. Okay, and for building trust, you have to keep these two things in mind. You have to keep the actual product or service in mind. You have to keep the customer experience in mind, and customer experience, you have to keep these three things in mind. It has to be very simple for your customers to make a purchase from you. And I have seen a lot of leads. Okay, for with my previous business, It happened to me a lot because a lot of leads used to come in, they used to call me, but then once they asked me like, okay, what can you do? So of course I could do a lot of things, okay, but I didn't make it very clear for them over message, over call, or even. So if you cannot make it very clear, okay, if you cannot make the process clear, if you cannot make your product, your service, your offering very clear, okay, so the customer has to know like this is what I'm going to buy, and this is how I have to buy it, this is how the process is going to work. If you cannot make it clear, you are going to lose a lot of sales, and it is just so annoying to first of all, it is a lot of hard work with leads, and you have leads coming in, you cannot convert it, it is going to be such an headache, it is going to be such a pain. So yes, to conclude, to improve your customer experience, just keep in mind the simplicity of purchase and meeting their expectations, regular support. Now to conclude, again, to summarize as such, this is again this is not the whole part of branding. I'm not a brand strategist as such. I'm just trying to build my own business, and I know I have followed a lot of people, I have learned from them, and these are my thoughts, okay, and this is what I got wrong about branding myself. So these are my thoughts. Don't take it as the be all and the end. Don't take it as the end or the complete guide on branding, okay. Branding is a huge topic and there is a lot to discuss, so that is for some other time. Maybe we will try to get an expert on our channel and to talk about this problem. So coming to the end of this video, to the end of this live stream, so from today onwards we are going live every Saturday 2 p.m. at least I'm trying to. And if you have any questions, or you want to just have any conversations, or maybe you want to join me on this show sometime in the future, you can just drop me a message on WhatsApp. Here is my number, or you can maybe follow any of the social media platforms here, especially Quora. I answer a lot of important questions that you guys may have. You can just ask me questions right there and I will answer you right there, or you can just. And most importantly, right, guys, do subscribe, do press the bell icon, hit the like button, so that the YouTube algorithm will push this video forward. And this is the first time that I'm doing this. Hopefully we will have much more videos to come, and hopefully they will be more better than this one that we did right here, and I'm hoping that it would be better. So guys, let's just meet again next week Saturday 2 p.m. See you guys again. Bye.